Καλωσορίζουμε τον Ρικ Πιτινο, ένας Hall of Famer στη συχνότητα του Over FM. Coach, are you there? Can you hear us?
Kalimera.
Kalimera, coach. Good morning.
How are your Greek coming along? Do you speak any?
My coaching's a little better than my Greek.
So what about the team? How do you think it's going well? I mean, you have started and most of your players are missing, and no one really knows when they are going to join the team, in what condition, if they're going to be tired, if they're going to be stressed or whatever. How do you cope with such a situation?
Well, actually, it's okay because of this. Olympiacos guys have been out a long time without playing. So it gives me a chance to work with them and get them in great shape. Mm-hmm. Panathinaikos players are still playing, so they're going to be in shape and they're going to need a rest. They're going to need somewhat of a rest for a few days when their season's over. So it gives me a chance to work with the other guys, get to know them better as people as well as basketball players. And then they'll join us. Look, it's not the best situation because of the Greek League playoffs, but it's something that we just got to adjust.
But do you see potential in these other guys? Can some of them make the team? Or are they just there for, to make up the numbers? I mean, apart from the Olympiacos guys.
Well, obviously, the captain, Spanoulis, is in very good shape. And he's in very good shape, certainly. Let me see. The other guys, they have a chance to make the team. Will they make it or not? I don't know. We've got to see when the other guys come out. Maybe Kostas from the Lakers will be joining us pretty soon. We'll get a good look at him in practice. And then Nikolatis, as soon as his playoffs are over, he'll join us. So right now, it's just a matter of getting people into shape.
So Kostas is not with the team yet. Kostas Antetokounmpo.
He'll join us on Monday.
On Monday. Uh-huh. How about Nick Kalathis? Have you talked with him? I mean, he was injured in the Final Four just last week, and he did not play this week with Barcelona.
Yeah, he's got a sprained ankle. He'll be okay. I don't worry about Nick. Nick is a lot like Spanoulis. They're very, very highly intelligent people, and they'll adjust. We're trying to put in a lot of different things that can negate some of our weaknesses. Every team has weaknesses, and in a short period of time, you've got to build the strengths and make the weaknesses smaller. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to confuse our opponents a little bit with things we're doing, and so far, so good.
Mm-hmm. And what about Giannis, coach? Did you talk with him? Is there any slight chance to come and help our national team, even if they disqualify from playoffs?
I mean, they are playing the Nets tonight. Say that they lose in 6. Does that mean that Giannis will automatically be a member of the national team, or what?
No, I think the other thing you have to understand, Giannis just went through a 90-100 game season with exhibition, mm-hmm. and he's going to need to rest a little bit also. I think if we were to qualify for the Olympics, I think Giannis would join us, as well as Thanasis.
So there is no chance to be with us in Victoria?
I highly doubt
mm-hmm,
it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let us translate your first answers and we'll be back in a moment. Ο κύριος Πιτινο μας είπε, καταρχήν τον ρωτήσαμε αν μαθαίνει ελληνικά, λέει ότι στην προπονητική είναι λίγο καλύτερος από ό,τι στα ελληνικά, ξεκίνησε με ένα αστείο. Μας είπε καταρχήν ότι οι παίκτες του Ολυμπιακού είναι οι πρώτοι που ήρθαν, είναι σε εξαιρετική κατάσταση γιατί είχαν μείνει έξω για αρκετό καιρό. Περιμένει τους αντίστοιχους του Παναθηναϊκού, οι οποίοι θα χρειαστούν λίγες μέρες για να ξεκουραστούν, να πάρουν μία ανάσα. Δουλεύουμε, λέει, με τους υπόλοιπους αυτή τη στιγμή για να τους μάθουμε καλύτερα, για να προσαρμοστούν. Θα έχουν οι υπόλοιποι παίκτες μία ευκαιρία να φτάσουν στη δωδεκάδα, να μπουν στην ομάδα και εναπόκειται στους ίδιους αν θα το καταφέρουν. Για τον Σπανούλη και τον Πρίντεζ είπε ότι είναι σε εξαιρετική κατάσταση και φρέσκη. Για τον Κώστα Αντετοκούμπο είπε ότι τη Δευτέρα αναμένεται από την Αμερική για να ενωθεί με την υπόλοιπη ομάδα. Για τον Νίκ Καλάθη που είναι τραυματίας, τον ρωτήσαμε, μας είπε ότι δεν ανησυχεί για τον Νίκ, είναι σαν το Σπανούλη. Εξαιρετικά έξυπνοι παίκτες, προσαρμόζονται πάρα πολύ γρήγορα, δεν χρειάζονται ιδιαίτερο χρόνο για να προσαρμοστούν στα δεδομένα μιας ομάδας. Βρισκόμαστε, είπε ο κύριος Πιτίνο, στη φάση ότι μετράμε τις αδυναμίες μας και τα δυνατά μας σημεία. Θα προσπαθήσουμε, λέει, τις άλλες ομάδες να τις μπερδέψουμε λίγο ώστε να βγούμε από πάνω. Αλλά το σημαντικό ήταν αυτό που είπε για τον Γιάννη Αντετοκούμπο. Ακόμα και αν ιτηθούν, λέει, οι Bucks από τους Nets στην σειρά που αρχίζει σήμερα, ο Γιάννης προέρχεται από μια σεζόν 90 αγώνων. Θα χρειαστεί να πάρει μια ανάσα. Αμφιβάλλω, λέει, πάρα πολύ αν θα είναι στην ομάδα του προολυμπιακού τουρνουά, αλλά θα τον περιμένουμε στους Ολυμπιακούς αγώνες του Τόκιο. So, coach, what are these strengths? What are these weaknesses that our team has? What are you working on mostly? What are you trying to change, maybe?
We're gonna play a style of play that we think can give people problems. If we line up with Canada with 9 NBA players, Turkey with 4, if we line up against these teams, obviously athletically, size-wise, we're going to be at a mismatch. But the strength of our basketball team is the basketball acumen of Slukas, Spanoulis, parentheses, Kalatis, of course, when he comes in. They're highly, highly intelligent people that know how to play the game very well. So experience is our strength. We have a little bit of a lack of athleticism, but we've got to overcome that with terrific intelligence, playing the game the right way from a tactical standpoint.
Mm-hmm. Coach, you talk about our captain Spanoulis. Till now you knew him as an opponent, a player of Olympiacos. Now you met with him, we talk with him, and you have him in your team. What's the difference between Spanoulis as an opponent and as a player in your team?
And what did you say to him to make him come back to the team?
Well, guys,
how did you persuade the guy?
I have a funny story because a writer who used to cover our team called me the other day and says, I want to pay my bet. I owe you 200 euros. And I said, well, why is that? He said, well, you bet me 200 euros for dinner that I said you cannot talk Spanoulis into playing one more time. And he actually called me a year later to pay his bet, which you never find. Usually when somebody loses a bet, you have to get a search warrant to find her. So what I said to I was always convinced after the first time I spoke with him that he would play. One of the problems was his injury. He had to get over that. But I knew how much he's a lot different than most players. He's a type A personality that wants to play the game for as long as he can because he's absolutely in love with the game, has tremendous passion for the game and love for the game. So anytime I hear that type of person, I felt very confident we could convince him to play for the national team because he loves his country so much. He loves the game so much. So it wasn't that difficult to convince him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me translate for a moment. Μας είπε ο κύριος Πιτίνο, τον ρώτησα ποιες είναι οι αδυναμίες της ομάδας και τα δυνατά της σημεία. Θύμισε ότι ο Καναδάς θα παίξει με 9 παίκτες από το NBA. Η Τουρκία λέει ακόμα με 4. Οπότε λέει έχουμε ένα mismatch σε ό,τι αφορά την αθλητική ικανότητα και το μέγεθος της ομάδας. Αλλά είπε το όπλο μας είναι ο μπασκετικός νους παίκτων όπως ο Σλούκας ή ο Σπανούλης ή ο Καλάθης ή ο Πρίντεζης. Ο υψηλός δείκτης εμπειρίας μπορεί, λέει, ως ομάδα να έχουμε ένα θέμα με την αθλητικότητα, αλλά από πλευράς τακτικής είναι που υπερτερούμε και αυτό θα προσπαθήσουμε να βγάλουμε μπροστά. Για τον Βασίλη Σπανούλη μας είπε μια αστεία ιστορία ότι κάποιος δημοσιογράφος του τηλεφώνησε και ένα χρόνο μετά του είχε βάλει στοίχημα πέρσι ότι δεν υπήρχε περίπτωση να πείσει τον Σπανούλη να επιστρέψει και λέει τώρα του τηλεφώνησε και του είπε ότι «ΟΚ, σου χρωστάω 200 ευρώ, εκείνο το στοίχημα που είχαμε βάλει», διότι δεν πίστευε και εκείνος ότι μπορεί ο Σπανούλης να πιστεί. Λέει ότι είναι ένας εντελώς διαφορετικός παίκτης ο Σπανούλης Εθνικής από τον Σπανούλη του ελληνικού πρωταθλήματος, έχοντας ξεπεράσει και τον τραυματισμό του. Είναι ένας παίκτης υψηλής έντασης γενικά, που αγαπάει πάρα πολύ τη χώρα του, αγαπάει πάρα πολύ το παιχνίδι, το μπάσκετ, θέλει να παίξει και σε κάθε περίπτωση όποιος έχει τέτοια θέληση, τέτοια επιθυμία, δεν είναι και τόσο δύσκολο να πιστεί να παίξει. Coach, how is managing a national team different than managing a club team? What is the job description? Is it about coaching? Is it about ego management or what?
Well, there's two sides to the coin. On one side, you're trying to get players in shape. Two, you have to understand that the team is not going to be together, but maybe 1 week before we play against Puerto Rico, Mexico, and Serbia. So we've got to rely on really super intelligence. Now, I have a good staff of Greek assistant coaches who do an outstanding job. And we all get together and we say, look, this is what we have to do. We have to develop a style of play that our opponents will not be ready for in a very short period of time.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Do you think that the Panathinaikos guys and the Olympiakos guys can be two different units on the floor? I mean, because of the chemistry they have with each other, does that make your job a bit easier?
Well, I think that's a benefit because certainly I've been working with parentheses, Spanoulis, and Sloukas, and I'm very, very impressed with all three of them. But I actually, when I came over here, I was 65 years of age. And I learned a different brand of basketball in the EuroLeague. It's played different than the NBA in college in many areas. So the great thing is you can learn certain things, tactical things that help you as a coach. And with these players, I think I can help all three of them get better in a different style of play. And I'm so impressed with all three of these guys as people that they're like sponges. They take in everything you say. They want to get better. They work extremely hard.
Even in that age. I mean, Spanoulis is 39, Printas is 36.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. They're young guys. I don't believe that. Right now, Vince Carter played until age 41. Tom Brady of football, he's going to probably play until he's 50. So, it's age is a matter. If you're in great shape, Spanoulis is in great shape. Parentheses is in great shape. They're an absolute joy to coach. Really, really enjoy coaching them, and they work very well together. The three of them.
You see, Coach, I want to ask you one thing. You are a member of the Hall of Fame. You have multiple NCAA titles. Why someone like you want to coach a national team in Greece?
What are you doing here? That's a question at this point in your career.
I was in Miami, retired from coaching.
Yeah.
I said I was going to take a year or two off and go back into it, recharge my batteries, so to speak. And I came to Greece, and the Greek people just treated me as if I was Greek and one of their own. So after 2 years of being treated like royalty, I said to myself, I owe these people. Mm-hmm. So I left my team at Iona, which is difficult because we practiced all summer long, and I left my team, I left recruiting, I dropped everything because I feel that life is a two-way street. People that were so great to me, it's important that I give back to them. It's a personal thing for me.
Mm-hmm. So you wanted to pay back the love you received from Greek people?
Yeah, I just think the national team, it's not about Olympiakos, it's not about Panathinaikos, it's not about Ike, it's about the country. It's about everybody coming together as one. And that's a great honor. For me to be, I was the Puerto Rican national coach a few years back, and for me to be the Greek national coach, I have 7 Final Fours. I'm the only coach to take 2 different teams to the national championship in college. I'm one of 2 coaches to take 3 different schools to the Final Four. But this coaching the Greek national team is every bit as big an honor as the things I just mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm translating for a moment. Ο κύριος Πιτίνο μας είπε ότι το νόμισμα έχει 2 όψεις, λέει. χρειάζεται βασικά η ομάδα να βρει τη φόρμα της, να αποκτήσει χημεία. Αυτό λέει, ελπίζω ότι θα γίνει περίπου μια εβδομάδα πριν το τουρνουά Ακρόπολης με Πουερτορίκο, Σερβία και Μεξικό. Είναι γεμάτη με καλούς προπονητές η ομάδα, με πολύ έξυπνους συνεργάτες. Τους είπαμε πριν, Παπαθεοδόρου, Μανολόπουλος, Κουρτόπουλος. Προσπαθούμε, λέει, να αναπτύξουμε ένα στυλ που θα ευνηδιάσει τους αντιπάλους. Ένα στυλ για το οποίο δεν θα είναι έτοιμοι. Είναι ένα πρόσθετο όφελος, εφόδιο η χημεία που έχουν μεταξύ τους οι παίκτες του Παναθηναϊκού και του Ολυμπιακού. Μίλησε ξανά για τον Πρίντεζη, τον Σπανούλη και τον Σλούκα, πόσο εντυπωσιασμένος είναι από αυτούς. Η ηλικία, λέει, δεν έχει και τόση σημασία. Άλλωστε, βλέπουμε τον Brady του φούτμπολ να διαπρέπει στα 41 του. Δεν είναι παρά ένα νούμερο, λέει, αν είσαι σε καλή κατάσταση. Εδώ στην Ευρώπη, λέει, γνώρισα ένα διαφορετικό στυλ μπάσκετ από το αμερικάνικο, από το NBA και το NCAA. Οι παίκτες που έχω ήδη στη διάθεσή μου, ειδικά αυτοί του Ολυμπιακού, είναι σαν σφουγγάρια και μαθαίνουν για πάντα. Το ρωτήσαμε τι κάνει εδώ τελικά. Λέει, ήμουν στο Μαϊάμι, είχα αποφασίσει να σταματήσω το μπάσκετ τουλάχιστον για ένα χρόνο, την προπονητική, και να γεμίσω τις μπαταρίες μου. Τότε ήρθε η πρόταση της Ελλάδας. Μου έχουν φερθεί οι Έλληνες σαν να ήμουν βασιλιάς, όπως είπε, και είναι πλέον, λέει, προσωπικό το θέμα. Νιώθω ότι χρωστάω σε αυτούς τους ανθρώπους και θέλω να ανταποδώσω την αγάπη που εισπράττω. Είναι πλέον ένας δρόμος διπλής κατεύθυνσης, λέει, αυτή η αγάπη. Είναι πολύ μεγάλη τιμή, λέει, για μένα να κοουτσάρω την ομάδα μιας ολόκληρης χώρας, όπως έκανα και παλιά στο Πουερτορίκο, και στη συνέχεια θύμισε τις διακρίσεις του στο NCAA. Coach, it's actually a 5-day tournament, the Olympic qualifiers. What is the key in such a small period of time for the team to do well? Is it going to go through the motions, do what they know how to do, or are we going to show a different face, or at least try?
It's the element of surprise. Mm-hmm. You've got to go in there. You cannot go in there with an offense or a defense that Canada, China, on the other side, the team will be ready for. Mm-hmm. It has to be the element of surprise. And you can do it with this team because they're such intelligent people in a very short period of time. If we didn't have the Spanulis, Slukas and Prentices and Kalatis and the guys from Panathinaikos, if you didn't have that type of basketball acumen, you couldn't do what I'm trying to do. But because these guys are so intelligent, they pick it up rather quickly.
But can you change such important matters in such a few days, no matter who the players are?
Well, you're going to have to, or if you don't come with a style of play that surprises people, then the most athletic, the biggest, the best shooters will win. Mm-hmm. So, you can't line up people that jump higher, run faster, shoot better.
Yeah.
And you don't surprise them with tactical things, then you're going to lose. Then it's just different. And right now, it's with little practice time, we have to rely on our experience.
So we're not favorites by any means.
No, we're not. Look, Canada's going to have 9 NBA players. But saying that, Canada is also, they have not qualified for the Olympics. So they're in the same boat that we're in. So sometimes having 8, 9, 10, 11 NBA players doesn't guarantee you anything.
Has the uncertainty over the federation situation affected your work in any way?
No, really hasn't, because I have nothing to do with the federation at all. I'm coaching the players. That's my duty. I don't even know who's on the federation, except for the gentleman who hired me a year ago. Mm-hmm. So I don't know anything about those politics. I had 2 gentlemen who have been with the national team for 10, 15, 20 years, and in publicity. I'll say his name wrong, Manolis, mm-hmm. and KK. I rely on them. They're with me every day. They give me advice. They tell me what it's all about. So I don't have to worry about the federation because it's really none of my business.
That's true. Okay.
Well, this has been a fantastic talk. Thank you so much. Do you think we are going to make it?
Well, anytime you go away from.
Do you want to bet?
I left my college basketball team. I left my grandchildren. I left everybody recruiting back home for a reason. It's not to come over here and look at the sea. I'm here to try and get this team to the Olympics. Most important, my players feel the same way. They have the same feeling inside for their country. This is my second country, and I have the same feeling that the players do. We want to do it for Greece in the worst way, and we'll give every ounce of perspiration we have to try and make it happen.
How do you visualize the Olympics? Is it a dream for you? It is for most athletes and coaches. How do you see yourself in an Olympic tournament, in an Olympic Games situation, even with the pandemics?
You know, it really doesn't matter. To me, I want to see what's going to bring me great happiness is to see the smiles on Spanoulis' face, Lucas Parentheses, Kalatis, Papapetro, Papagiannis, Dinos, to see the smiles on their faces if they make the Olympics, because I know how much they love their country. So anytime you see your players so happy, as a coach, it fulfills you inside.
Mm-hmm. Is it still an unpaid job for you? Or
yes,
is it just an urban
matter of fact, not only is it unpaid, it's going to cost me about 5,000-6,000 euros because of food money and things like that. That again, I just told you about that writer. Usually, when you lose a bet, you can't find that person, and he doesn't pay you. I have to get a search warrant out for the Federation people to pay me some food money.
Good luck with that.
Okay, good.
But are you going to get a bonus or something if you guys make the Olympics and do well there?
Like I said,
have you talked with anybody about this?
No, I'm doing this. I wouldn't take a penny. I'm doing this for the love of Greece. I love coaching these guys. Money is, when you're 68, money is not something you chase. For me, I'm chasing something much bigger than money.
Which is what?
That's the ability to bring this team to the Olympics. And that's you couldn't. If you said to me, okay, right now you could have $1 million, or you could qualify for the Olympics, I'll say keep the $1 million. I'm on my way to Japan.
Well, that's a fantastic thing to say in here. Thank you very much,
Thank you very much, Coach. We wish you all the best.
We wish you all the best, and hopefully we'll be on the same plane to Tokyo.
All right, take care, guys.
Thank you very much.
Bye bye.
Λοιπόν, να μεταφράσουμε τα τελευταία λόγια του Πιτινό. Δεν θέλαμε να τον διακόψουμε πολλές φορές.
Γιατί είχε και ηρμό, έτσι.
Είχε και ηρμό, είναι 10-10 τα λέγε. Όταν πάρει φόρα είναι ασυγκράτητος. Είναι και λίγο λαοπλάνος με την καλή έννοια. Λοιπόν, είπε ότι για την ομάδα το βασικό είναι να έχει στον Καναδά το στοιχείο της έκπληξης. Αν λέει παίξουμε αυτό που περιμένουν όλοι στην άμυνα και στην επίθεση, θα χάσουμε. Διότι οι αντίπαλοι πηδάνε ψηλότερα, έχουν περισσότερο ταλέντο, σουτάρουν καλύτερα.
Είναι πιο αθλητικοί.
Εμείς έχουμε, λέει, την εξυπνάδα, το IQ, την πονηριά, το acumen όπως το είπε. Μεταφράζεται περίπου έτσι αυτή η λέξη. Περίπου ως καπατσοσύνη, ως πονηριά. Είπε, λέει, θέλουμε, λέει, να δείξουμε κάτι που ο αντίπαλος δεν θα περιμένει. Δεν είμαστε φαβοροί. Ο Καναδάς είναι φαβοροί. Εμείς δεν έχουμε 9 παίκτες από το NBA. Αλλά αυτή τη στιγμή, λέει, δεν έχει προκριθεί κανένας από όλους μας. Είμαστε όλοι στην ίδια βάρκα και θα προσπαθήσουμε να τους πετάξουμε τους άλλους στη θάλασσα. Τον ρώτησαν, τον έχει επηρεάσει καθόλου η αβεβαιότητα σχετικά με τα εκλογικά της ΕΟΚ και τον μπάχαλο μες στην Ομοσπονδία. Λέει όχι καθόλου, διότι έτσι κι αλλιώς, λέει, δεν ξέρω κανέναν εγώ, ούτε είχα επαφή με κανέναν. Το μόνο που γνωρίζω είναι τον κύριο που με προσέλαβε πριν από 2 χρόνια, τον Βασιλακόπουλο, εννοεί, για να μην ψάχνετε. Λέει σε 10-20 χρόνια, λέει, ούτε θα θυμάμαι με ποιον μίλησα και ποιος ήταν εδώ και ποιος ενδεχομένως με ποιον συμβουλευόμουν.
Και δεν με αφορά κιόλας, είπε.
Ναι, και δεν με αφορά. Έχω, λέει, τους δικούς μου ανθρώπους και μόνο αυτοί με ενδιαφέρουν. Άφησα, λέει, το κολεγιακό μπάσκετ,
την ομάδα του, την Αϊώνα, το Πανεπιστήμιο της Αϊώνα, την
αναζήτηση παιχτών και όλα αυτά για κάποιο λόγο. Δεν ήρθα, λέει, για να κάθομαι να κοιτάζω τη θάλασσα, λέει, παρόλο που μου αρέσει. Είμαι εδώ για ένα λόγο. Είμαι για να πάρω αυτούς τους παίκτες και να πάμε στους Ολυμπιακούς Αγώνες για την Ελλάδα. Τα είπε έτσι, εθνικό-πατριωτικά είναι η αλήθεια. Το σημαντικό, λέει, είναι ότι βλέπω τα χαμόγελα στα πρόσωπα του Πρίντεζη, του Σπανούλη, του Σλούκα. Μιλούσε συνεχώς για τους παίκτες του Ολυμπιακού ο Πιτινο και πολύ λιγότερο για τους γνωστούς του, όπως είναι ο Παπαπέτρου, ο Ντίνος Μίτογλου, ο Παπαγιάννης και οι άλλοι. Αυτά, λέει, τα χαμογελαστά πρόσωπα είναι η ανταμοιβή μου. Όχι μόνο, λέει, παραμένει η δουλειά μου απλήρωτη, όχι μόνο δεν θα πάρω λεφτά, αλλά θα μου κοστίσει και 5-6 ευρώ όλη αυτή η ιστορία, λέει, σε αεροπορικά εισιτήρια, σε φαγητά και όλα αυτά. Όπως λέει, όταν χάνεις ένα στοίχημα δεν μπορείς να βρεις τον άλλο για να στο πληρώσει. Έτσι, λέει, και εγώ καταλαβαίνω ότι αν ζητήσω κάποια χρήματα να πάρω πίσω διπορικά, θα ψάχνω και δεν θα βρίσκω κανέναν. Τα έλεγε μεταξύ αστείου και σοβαρού προφανώς. Αλλά, λέει, το μπόνους, δεν έχω μιλήσει για κανένα πριν, για κανένα μπόνους. Το μπόνους μου δεν θα πάρω ούτε μία δραχμή. Το μπόνους μου θα είναι να δω αυτή την ομάδα να φτάνει στους Ολυμπιακούς Αγώνες. Στα 68 μου δεν κυνηγάω χρήματα, λέει, έχω αρκετά χρήματα. Κυνηγάω μια θέση στους Ολυμπιακούς Αγώνες. Δεν ξέρω πώς θα είναι, δεν με νοιάζει. Αυτό που ξέρω είναι ότι αν σήμερα μου δώσει κανείς $1.000.000 και μου πει πάρε το 1.000.000 ή πάρε ένα εισιτήριο για τους Ολυμπιακούς Αγώνες, θα διαλέξω το εισιτήριο για τους Ολυμπιακούς Αγώνες.